So I'd like to switch gears for a moment. I've asked a special guest to come and help me illustrate the concept of seeing through the eyes of the customer. Please join me in welcoming the host of the Discovery TV show, More Than Human, Mr. John Pullum. John? I'm going to do a quick intro. Okay, perfect. So many think I invited John here because he looks like me, but that's not really the reason why we have him.
And I called him Mini-Me.
Yeah, right. John has a little bit different business than what we do. And I asked him here to join us to talk about his business and how he interacts with his customers to change their perceptions. So I'm going to turn it over to John, and I'll come back up in a few moments.
Thank you very much, George. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Great. Perfect. I should know that because what I do for a living is, some call it a mind reader, some call it a mentalist, some call it psychic. I don't claim to have any psychic or supernatural powers. I think we all have a heightened sense of intuition, if you will, for lack of a better word. You're driving along in your car, you're singing a song to yourself, you turn on the radio, and it's on. Or you're thinking about somebody you haven't talked to in years and years and years, the phone rings, you pick it up, and it's a telemarketer. Don't get ahead of me. But what I do is kind of tap into people's thoughts. The Discovery Channel hired me to do some mind, not control, but mind guidance experiments on their series More Than Human and Unsolved History. I'd like to challenge you guys today to think a little different, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Do me a favor, put your hands out like that for me. Kind of like a zombie. Those that watch AMC are going, no, it's something like that. Put your hands out like that. Put your thumbs down. Now cross your arms for me, just like so, and interlock your fingers if you can. Now, you have to listen to the instructions. Wiggle your pinky finger. Wiggle your thumb. Your ring finger. It's that one, sir. You can single guy. There we go. Wiggle your thumb again. Squeeze tight. And go like this. Okay, let me explain. People are going, ow! George could sell you some medicine for that, but that's all right. What I did was actually try to influence you with my words, with my actions, but I left a couple of steps out. And by leaving a couple of steps out, even with your customer, you might know what's going on, like I know what was going on and the solution I wanted to happen. But if you don't convey that to your customers, through some of your suggestions, through some of the questions that you ask, they won't know what's going on, and they'll be all tied up in their decision-making process. We'll take it a little bit further, but this time, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I won't lead you down the wrong path, and it will happen. Look in the center of this wheel. I'll step back here so everybody can see. And look right in the center. If you look away, it won't happen. If you look away, it won't happen. But if you do me a favor, just look in the center of that wheel, and kind of let your eyes relax a little bit. Let your eyes relax. It might feel like you're going into the tunnel or out of the tunnel. Whichever way, you just kind of puts a different change in your perception on what's going on. Sometimes we look at things in life, in our business dealings, and it might seem like a really hard situation or easy situation, and when you really get to it, it's different than how you visualized it. I'm going to count downwards from 10 down to 1. As I start counting downwards, I want you to go back in time to when you were a little child. Now, as an adult, getting that sale, getting that contract, getting the leads are our main concern in our business world. But as a little kid, let's say going to a carnival, you'd want to get that balloon. And your parents would say, if you do well, I'll give you that balloon on the way out. Or you'd buy that big helium balloon at the carnival or the fair or the store or the restaurant. And that was kind of our reward. Go back in time and think about that helium balloon blowing up. And I want all your focus, all your energy thinking about that balloon. As I count downwards, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you only focus on that balloon, as the balloon's your problem, everything you see will look like that big giant balloon blowing up. Now look at my face. By the sounds of it, it worked for quite a few of you. Very good. Very, very good. Now, yeah, people are going, whoa. I told her decaf this morning. First the TV in the mirror, now this, what's going on? But once again, that's changing your perception on what's really going on. I have a big bald head, but it doesn't blow up like a balloon. But when you focus on something, it's like when you want a new car and you find this new car, then you see it everywhere. If you're seeing only problems, you're only going to get problems. If you're seeing solutions to these problems, that it's not as crazy and unfocused as you think it is. If you focus on solutions, you'll get those as well. Now, George talked about seeing through the customer's eyes and how to read your customers kind of like a book. And I'm going to attempt that right now. Now, I say attempt because what I do sometimes isn't 100%, but we'll give it a shot. Now, the great thing about the human mind also is a funny thing. I've been talking to you. You've been looking at me last 5 minutes or so. But as soon as I go to get off stage to go to ask for somebody, they go, whoa, look at these pens. Look at that. I wonder what pound paper this is. What's the weight of this paper? Now, even if you're not looking at me, I can still see you. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's like when you walk home, when you get home, and the dog's like, okay, and you're like, come here, Yuki. And they're like, I'm not going to look at him. You know. Something happened. Need a volunteer now. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Bob. Correct. He's like, wow, he's good. It's your lucky day, Bob, because we're going to use her. Brenda, correct? Yes, the name. She's like, oh, name tag. Oh, for a second she was fooled. Brenda, go through that book. How many words are in that book, Brenda? Or how many pages, I should say. How many pages? 280, Brenda. Now, roughly stopping through on any page, just a rough guess. How many words are in each page? 125. So 280 times 125. There's a lot of words in the book that Brenda's. I'm not that great at math. I actually heard on the news today that 5/4 of Americans are bad at fractions. Found that very disturbing. And even more disturbing that 20% of you didn't get that joke. There we go. George is going, what's this world coming to? Brenda, go through the book. I want you to stop on any page for me. Stop at any page, and I want you to think of a word, but try to challenge me. I've had a long trip today and what have you. Try to challenge me. The bigger the word, the better. Think of a word, let's say, with more 8, 10, 12 letters. You got a word that you can easily visualize almost? Got it? Lock that word in your mind. We're going to have a couple other people think of a word. Tell me where to stop. Yeah. Concentrate on the first word of that page. Can you concentrate on that one? Get another one over here real quick. Tell me where to stop. Over there. Got it? And we'll go back here. All right. Oh, glasses. There we go. Tell me where to stop. You got it? All right. Concentrate on your words for me. Do me a favor, Brenda. Just you concentrate on the first letter of your word, Brenda. First letter of your word. Concentrate on it for me. Just the first letter for me. You're thinking of it lowercase. Think of it uppercase for me. It's easier. Show you so I can't change my mind. First time in a big loud voice, just the first letter of your word. M. I didn't get M. When I wrote it down, I got the letter R. It was coming from this, maybe this direction. Was your first letter R, sir? Concentrate on your second letter for me. Is that an E? Concentrate on your third letter for me. M. Concentrate on your letter for me there, sir, the first letter. Not getting that one for some reason. Not getting it. I'm sorry. Concentrate on your second letter for me. Is that an O? Your first letter. I'm not getting yours either. Concentrate on your whole word for me, sir, almost like we could see it in between us. Remarkable? Is that the word you were thinking of in your mind? Remarkable? Concentrate on yours for me, sir. Say it like you, not out loud, just in your mind. Is that somewhat? Somewhat. Over here, concentrate on yours again, Brenda, like you can see it between us. Try to concentrate on yours too. George, if you could come up here, that would be wonderful. If you can hold this for me. I'll show you so I can't change my mind. George, right here. I'm still trying to get yours. For the first time in a big loud voice, Brenda, what was a word that you just thought of merely in your mind? Mountainside. George? Mountainside. Give everybody a big round of applause for helping out. We'll take that book back from Brenda too there. Perfect.
Can I stay up here with you? Or
you can stay up here with me.
So I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes, please.
Can you tell what I'm asking? No, I'm just kidding.
I used a thing called a head blade.
So,
yeah, there we go.
So I think
nobody has ever tried to sell George Rogaine.
Yeah, that was not on the script.
Yeah,
not on the script. That was not on the script. They're perceiving me with a full head of hair right now, so I don't know what you're doing.
That's all right.
So I think it's interesting, John. I know we're gonna do another one of these in a second. But tell us a little bit about the process. So obviously there's I'm going to call it an entertainment value here for everybody. I think it's very, very interesting. But tell us a little bit about the kind of the process. And I know you're not going to tell us exactly how you execute upon that. But what do you do? How did you choose Brenda? How did you choose Derek?
Now you have to
Dave?
be, without giving anything too much away. As you mentioned, I was listening to you backstage, you have to be curious about your customer. Now, you are my customer, but everybody here is my customer because they are your company as well. I had 2 minutes or so to look at the audience to try to find out who would be a good fit and not be too far back because of the length of time. A couple of them, I got 100%. Took me a little while with the guy back there, maybe because he was further away, and the guy there. Now, I don't know if you notice anything about the front row here. Basically, everybody is sitting, with their hands down by their sides or whatever. But the guy that I couldn't get for some reason, right after I had him think of the word, he kind of was blocking everything off. And maybe a different time, different situation, I would have got the word. What is the word, actually? What was the word that you were thinking of? Chimney. Chimney. So I wouldn't know what he was thinking unless I asked him. So you have to get that curiosity going. You have to get to know the customer. You have to get comfortable with the customer. I only had 10 or 20 seconds with each person to get comfortable with them. But then you have to ask questions. If I didn't get the correct one, I asked him. I failed. I didn't even get close. I didn't even get the first letter. But as somebody once told me, you have to ask to GET. You have to ask to get. And if you don't ask questions, if you're not curious about the people and get to know them, you won't get that sale. You won't get that second call. You won't get anything out of them unless you ask. And as you get more comfortable with the people, you can take a little bit more risk and challenge them a little bit to think a little bit different, as you were talking about before. And I'm met with skepticism every day. When you're like you said, I don't want to introduce you as a mind reader because that's going to make them think some strange things. Everybody, doesn't matter how happy you think they are to see you, when they go, hey, the salesman's here, the sales lady's here from whatever company you're with, throughout your whole career as salespeople, they go, oh, people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold to. And you're getting a lot of these pharmacies that have been in that same rut. It's like patting your head and rubbing your belly, and then you try to switch it. They get stuck in that same rut over and over and over again. So you have to challenge them, and hopefully they'll thank you in the long run.
Yeah. So I think what was fascinating is, and I'll tell you, and we talked a little bit about this last night, is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And for us, sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't work.
That's life.
So there was almost like that pause there. It's like, come on, John, get it right.
Is he going to do it? And he didn't.
I've got an audience here for 300 people. But what I thought was fascinating is, again, you went back, you asked the questions, and you didn't, you took a risk, we take a risk every day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But we have to keep going at it, asking questions, and trying to get underneath it as we get closer and closer to a solution. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
And I was thinking backstage as well, if we didn't take that risk asking these certain questions that we've asked our whole lives, none of us that are married would be married.
Yeah, true statement.
None of us that had the job, a lot of the jobs I get, why did you hire me? I love asking that. Why did you pick me over everybody else? And a lot of people said, you asked for the job. A lot of people don't ask for the sale. Or, if I ask, I'm not going to, how many times you're going to propose, and then it's like, no, it's not right. You have to ask and be curious about your customer, but take that risk. If you don't take the risk and you don't ask the questions, nothing's ever been accomplished without a little risk and a little anxiety, but more so curiosity.
That's great. So I think we have time for another illustration of your abilities.
Perfect.
And I think this is, we kind of talked about this one because it really kind of relates to seeing through the eyes of your customer. So I'm going to step back down and then.
Perfect. Thank you, George.
Okay, thank you.
For my last demonstration, the Discovery Channel, the first show I ever did with them, they had heard about my studies of reading people's muscle tensions and reactions, and they asked me if I could drive a car blindfolded for a show they were having. So I said, sure, no problem. I can do it. I've done it. I hadn't done it. But just like anything else, when your customer says, hey, can you get that for me? You go, I sure can, no problem. And you go out to the car, help. So practicing the blindfold, hindsight's 20/20, as we all know. Never put on a blindfold, never put a hood over your head and drive to the bank. Bad move. But I'm free. No, but I practiced around the neighborhood holding my wife's wrist while driving. And I had done this on stage before, which you're about to see, but just a different muscle tension, muscle relaxations and what with people. It's almost like a lie detector, but without the electronics. I need the help of, once again, somebody from the audience, and we'll get somebody. Don't go to Rich again, yeah. And I'll take that back from you too. Thank you very much. All righty. Let me see. Once again, she's looking away. There we go. He's closing his eyes. Sorry to wake you, sir. Sorry to wake you. How about you? What's your name, ma'am? Kathy. Come on up, Kathy, if you wouldn't mind. Give Kathy a big round of applause for helping out. Right up here, Kathy. Not that there wasn't another 100 nice people that I've passed, Kathy, but you had a wonderful smile. And I need somebody very kind for this one, and you'll understand why in just a second. Right up here, Kathy. Now, to help me blindfold myself, Kathy, we're going to be using a couple of different things here. First of all, we have two 50-cent pieces. Check them out. Make sure they're okay. There's no holes. You can hold them up to the light. Make sure there's no holes, no two-way mirrors or anything. There's also a solid steel black blindfold. Check that out as well. And last, but certainly not least, duct tape. So I put it on the board, already took it apart. Now, let me see your nails, Kathy. They're a little long, so I'm going to have you be very careful with my eyes. So, Grandpa, 40 years when I have 30, 20 years probably when I have grandkids. Grandpa, how did you lose your eye? There's a nice lady named Kathy. I'll take one of the coins. I'm going to place coin number 1 over tape piece number 1. I'll put it over my eye. Push it in there, Kathy, lightly, gently. There we go. Perfect, without your nails. Thank you so much, you're kind. Great. Now, I kind of look like the Home Depot pirate now. I know it. They're coming out with a new pirate movie next summer, but you can't take your kids to it because it's rated R. R. Get it? R. Okay. You'll use it. Here we go. Yeah. Without the duct tape, I hope. Coin number 2, tape number 2. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, if you could stand over on my left and grab me another piece of tape. I'm far enough away from the edge that I won't fall. Don't want to do that again. So this shows where they're going, keep going, keep going. Okay. Have any other piece there? Oh, thank you. She's like, okay, I'm blind, Kathy. Here we go. She'll never work for the Leader Dog Company, that's for sure. It's the brown one. Over there, the long-haired one. Here we go. Another piece, please. My kids are so proud of me. What does your dad do? Oh, he's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's a salesman. Mine likes duct tape. How do you explain this to TSA? Here we go. Another piece, please. I could explain the blindfold, but the duct tape and that couldn't. There we go. Put that one up there. It makes it look like I still have bangs. I can dream, just like George. One last piece. Oh, that reminds me, though. You know, you have to know your customer and see through their eyes. So I'm gonna make it square. Another piece there. Now, a lot of people think, they say, John, they say that after the show, because that's my name. They say, John, I think somehow you could see through your nose. So for those people, you don't need to shove it in there as sinus problems, yeah? Now, make sure it's all sealed up there. Great, perfect. And you can hand me the steel blindfold. Now, this is face down, right? This is, all right, I don't want to look foolish. There we go. Great. Now, if you wouldn't mind, Kathy, go out in the audience somewhat quickly and grab 3, 4, or 5 objects from people in the audience. When you're back, put it up on the table that you got the duct tape and stuff off of. So once again, 3, 4, or 5 objects from people in the audience. And you could get, somebody could hand her a bill, that would be great too. Doesn't matter what denomination, a bill, but don't get 3, 4, or 5 rings because you don't want to give the wrong ring back to the wrong person. Now, if somebody could just verbally guide me, where's the table at? Keep going. Thanks. Sounded like George. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. That keeps me centered here a little bit. You got it? I got it. Now, on the Discovery Channel, I was able to actually hold onto the person's wrist. So do me a favor, in your left hand, hold the object behind you. With your right hand, give me your right wrist, please. In your left hand, put it behind your back, and then give me your right wrist. Perfect. Stuck. Sorry, honey. No ring today. Here we go. Concentrate on the object. Now, I'm getting this is something the person's had before. I'm getting this is, but maybe not this one. They have the same thing over and over again, but different things. I'm getting fiber. I'm getting the color green comes to mind. The color green. I'm getting. This is might be because I had asked for a bill. This might be the bill. Is this the money that you're holding? Yes. Concentrate on the denomination for me. Concentrate on the denomination. I'm getting that's a 10, correct? Yes. Is it a 10? Now let me hold it. You could tell that they're not very trustworthy with you or me. There we go. Do me a favor. Is the serial number facing you? Yes. Hold on to my wrist for me. And with the other hand, touch the first number or letter that's on the serial number. Is that an I?
Yes.
Go to the next one. It's trying to see through the customer's eyes here. Is that a C?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 0?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 2?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 3?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 1 by chance?
Yes.
1, go to the next one. Is that a 6?
Yes.
And the next one, is that a 0?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 7?
Yes.
Next one, is that a 3?
Yes.
And last one, oh, that's a number, or that's a letter. That's a B?
Yes.
Perfect. Grab another object. You can take that one. Thank you very much. Grab another object for me. Same thing, have it in your left hand. Give me your right wrist. There we go, perfect. Concentrate on this object. Now I'm getting the person that gave her this. This is not the first one that they've had of this either. This is not the first object they've had like this. They've actually had numerous ones. The first one they had was very, very heavy and very large. It wasn't something they could put in their pocket. I don't know if this makes sense to them. They got this one because there was a problem with the other one. I'm getting this as like an electronic thing. I'm getting more dark color, black color. I'm getting there was a problem with the electronics or the battery life or something, but they were convinced by the salesperson because they asked them questions about their old purchase to upgrade and try something different, think out of the box, kind of reframe their purchase habits. And they got this one, but this one probably has worse battery life than the last one. But they signed a 2-year contract with this one because they were asked to. I'm getting this is a phone. Is that correct? A phone?
Yes.
A phone. Great. Now, Kathy, I'm going to take this off here just to show that once again there is no holes at all. The tape is still in place. The coins are still over my eyes. And 1, 2, 3 nose hairs are gone. My daughter told me the other day, she goes, "Daddy, I hate to tell you, but you have nose hairs coming out of your ears." The old guys don't laugh at that one. Yeah. There we go. Ow, feel my pain. And thank you, Kathy, for letting me see through your eyes. I appreciate it. Big round of applause for Kathy. You can take those. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, George, it was a painful demonstration, but hopefully that let you
Yeah, can I have my pocket square back?
Yeah, your pocket square. I'll trade you.
Great round of applause for John. John,
Thank you very much. Thank you, George.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.